Mr. Lewis, Jonah King, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
It's an honor, my goodness. I got the pleasure of reading your graphic novel, March. It's fantastic. Can you take us through the process of how this came about? A lot of people just write a book. This is a graphic novel, and it's fascinating to see how, the process of writing it and creating that.
Well, I was involved in my '08 re-election campaign. There was a young guy during the campaign on my staff, took a leave from my congressional staff, became the PR person for the campaign. And he heard me telling stories to children, little children, about Martin Luther King Jr. And I was telling them about a comic book called Martin Luther King Jr. and the Montgomery Story. And this young man was a fan of comics. His father had left when he was 3 years old. And he would go to libraries, he would go to comic bookstores. He was searching for heroes or somebody in his life. And so he said to me, after going online and reading the King book, he said, "Congressman, you should write a comic book and tell your story." And I said, "Maybe." And he kept asking me, and I finally said, "I would do it if you do it with me." And so we started working on the book, and we went to a publisher. Publisher said, "Oh, this won't succeed. No, this won't." We kept doing it. And another publisher based in Georgia said, "Yes, I will publish the book." And we found an artist, young man, who had been drawing comics since he was about 7.5 years old, named Nate Powell. And today he's he's very young, and he's just good and really solid. And he would interview me, and I would tell the story of my life. He has a day job. I have a day job. And sometime late at night, he would be talking to me, I'd be talking to him, and we'd fall asleep on the telephone. And you get the tapes, you can hear one of us snoring. And finally, we published book one, March book one, and it made the New York Times bestseller list and the Washington Post bestseller list. And then we came with book two, and it made it. And now it's book three, which is a much larger book, the final book. And it's doing very, very well. It's been nominated for the National Book Award. In several school systems all around America, including New York, Atlanta, Durham, North Carolina, and Nashville has adopted a required reading. And Michigan State University is making it required reading for all of their freshman students.
Do you look to get that book and other things like that further into the school system?
Yeah, well, it's important to try to get young people, young children, to understand what the civil rights movement was all about. The problem we have in America today, some scholars and educators call, when it comes to the civil rights movement, it's a 9-word problem. The only thing they know: Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, I have a dream. And people need to know what happened and how it happened. The story need to be told. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.